Happy Saturday, scientists. Let's review. Here are some quick notes and comments on the B5 exam-style question worksheet, and of course the detailed answers are linked in the description below. For this worksheet, we have a few things that we should discuss, and the first of those is this idea of continuous and discontinuous variation. Often this poses some problems, and so you really need to think about this in terms of, does it fit into a category? So even if there's a number associated with it, for example something like shoe size, it still fits into discrete categories. You don't have people with a shoe size in between two of the other ones. Their actual foot length may fit in between two of those, but the categories that you have established are discrete, and therefore it becomes a discontinuous variable. When you're looking at question number 3, remember that with explain questions you need to explain, so you need to have a why or a because or a therefore in your answer. So height is depending on the nutrients available, and therefore, or so even, if you are genetically predisposed to be tall, without the effective nutrition, which is an environmental factor, you won't reach your maximum height. When we are talking about the process of meiosis, remember that the overall purpose is to reduce the number of chromosomes. When you're comparing those two processes here at question 5, remember that that command word compare means you need to discuss both of them. So you need to have both similarities and differences here when you're comparing. That's what the command word is expecting. So you need to talk about 4 cells being produced versus 2 cells. You need to talk about genetically distinct versus identical cells. And you also need to say that both are cell divisions. At question number 7, remember with your genetic crosses that you may find it useful to do one allele at a time. So take the first allele and go across and do both B's, and then take the other allele and go down. You may find that that way you end up making sure that you've got the right values. So here we'd have all of the ones coming in from the side first, and then we do all the ones coming down second. You could do those the other way around, but the point is to make sure that you're not sort of halfway through a cross and then getting mixed up between the two. At question 8, remembering the difference between heterozygous and homozygous, and then using that to determine what's going on. So because we know that the father has freckles, we know that the freckle must be dominant because the father's genotype is big F, little f. And the mother not having freckles means that the recessive genotype is the non. So when you take a look there, both of those children have the dominant allele, and so therefore they are going to show freckles, and that gives you your answer to C. It's a 50% chance. Now remember that if the couple has 4 children, that doesn't mean there will be 2 with freckles and 2 without. They could have all 4 with or all 4 without. It is a probability, not a guarantee when you're doing these squares. Just based on the random genetic cross, that's what the person may or may not have. At question number 9, this is one that comes up a lot, and sometimes you see it in popular culture discussed as well. And it has entirely to do with the dose. So it's not that X-rays are unsafe. It's that when you have a continued dose of X-rays because you are doing 6,000 or however many a day, then that becomes unsafe. For question 11, lots of people have some sort of mnemonic to remember the order of the biological name and of those taxonomic levels. Remember though, you do need to know what the letters in your mnemonic actually stand for. If you don't remember what the letters in your mnemonic stand for, then it doesn't serve much purpose to you. I hope that you have found some of the comments here to be useful. As always, the detailed answer key is linked in the video description. If you have any comments or questions, please put those in the comments down below. Until then, happy sciencing.